Hello
Hi,
and welcome everybody. I was on mute.
it's like,
Yeah, you can't hear me, can you guys? But so welcome. Oh my gosh, everything's going crazy. So all right, welcome to this Xbox Life episode 449. It's our destiny. I am one of your hosts, Brun BJ Swick 33, and along with me is Mark, also known as Wingman 709,
greets everybody.
and Rob, also known as Presar.
Hey, what's up? Hello, hello, hello.
So just making sure all my buttons were pressed, and I didn't unpress the mute button because I was coughing. So, yeah, I'll be muting a lot and hopefully keeping my sniffling at a minimum because I don't want to do that on the podcast all day long. I have been under the weather. So, but all right, well, let's get started. A few announcements. You listen to us live on twitch.tv/ this Xbox Life every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern time. Then we mix down our audio into podcasts and we put it on every podcast service that's out there, Google Play Store and iTunes and whatnot. And that usually hits either Monday or Tuesday, unless our audio is horrible, and then Rob has to do a bunch of work. So then it hits like Thursday. So we try to get it out on Monday. Um, Rob doesn't have to work tomorrow, so he can work
Mm,
100% on it for Monday, right, Rob?
busted.
Maybe it'll be one of those it'll be on like 2 hours after the show, huh?
Yeah.
Extra special Labor Day.
Yeah. Throwing you under the bus.
Yes.
So,
Thanks. Thanks for driving it.
yep, no problem. But another announcement for us is we have finally been invited to the affiliate program for Twitch, which is great news for us. What that means is we now, if you go to twitch.com and you watch us live, you will see that we have the famous sub button. Now, we're not partnered, we're just affiliated, and we got our first sub, and it's Wingman709 with his Twitch Prime subscription. So thank you, Mark, for subscribing. Um, so yes, we have the subscribe button. So anybody that has Amazon Prime can use their Twitch Prime free sub. If you're not using it for any other streamer and you'd like to use it on us, we'd greatly appreciate it. But then there's also the $4.99, $9.99, and $24.99 options. So if you guys, like you said, we've always said it, nothing's expected, everything's appreciated, but that is just one easy way and hopefully a free way for most to help out the show. So that was good news. We've been working on doing that. We've been trying to stream a little bit extra the last couple weeks. I thought it was just our hours that were keeping us out of there, and I think that's what did it. So there's extra hours of streaming. This week, I will be streaming Battlefield 1 on Tuesday because the new DLC comes out. So if anybody wants to hop on, play, watch the new DLC for Battlefield to see if you're still on that edge of wanting to buy that season pass, you can try that out, and it is still on sale until the 5th. The Cornbread says Prime sub question mark. Yes, Cornbread. The Prime sub is if you have Amazon Prime and you remember, if you go up to the subscribe button and you hit the little drop down list, it'll say use free Prime sub. And what a Prime sub is just you get one free sub to sub out to any Twitch affiliate or partner. For example, I've used mine at Presar. Just subscribed with his Twitch Prime. Thank you, Presar.
All right.
Oh man, just took me off the board.
Yeah. So,
Oh,
um,
that's pretty sweet. I like that.
yeah. So the
Just
thing
came in
is,
there.
yeah. So it's something you have for free. If you don't use it, I mean, even if we weren't affiliated, you should really go out there and use it on somebody. Because it's free to you, and it's whatever the percentage cost that you're not allowed to discuss goes to the streamer, and the other part goes to Twitch. But it's free to use, similar to like an Amazon affiliate link. Like you guys use our affiliate link, we get something from it, but it's no cost to you. So that's what it is. So yeah, very cool. One little thing to tell you about your Twitch Prime sub, it is the one level of subbing that does not auto update. Okay, so if you do a $4.99 and $9.99 or $24.99, one of those 3 tiers on Twitch, each month when you subscribe, it'll re-up you until you cancel. But for Twitch Prime, you have to do it manually every time. I don't know. I've heard they're working on that. I don't know if they are for sure. But just keep that in mind. So if you do it today, which is the what's the day are we?
Third.
The 3rd. So if you do it on the 3rd, I think it gives you a little couple buffer days. So about the 3rd or 4th of the next month, you'll have to come back and resub. We don't have to be live to do it. You can do it at any point in time. So for those who are listening through MP3, if you don't have time to watch us on Twitch, you have Amazon Prime, or you don't have a Twitch account, go sign up for a Twitch account. Go to twitch.tv.com, hit the sub button, boom, and you're supporting us in any way that you can, and like I said, we greatly appreciate it. So that is good news for us as a show and stuff like that. Now, the other thing, which I was explaining to Mark, is bits. Okay, so if you guys aren't familiar with bits, if you look down by the little emoji button, I guess, or there you'll see a little thing. It looks like but in the chat box, it looks like a triangle. If you click that, that is, introducing to cheer motes and bits, and you can say get bits. So what you do is this is Twitch's way of kind of getting into the donation portion of Twitch, because donations is a huge thing. We obviously get donations. Drano's a big donator of the show. Gunny donated recently for the show. The thing with bits is it's a way for them to get in. So you go and you buy 100 bits for $1.40. Twitch gets like 40 cents of it, and then each bit that you pass along is a penny. So it's like it's $1. 100 bits is $1. Think of it that way. So if you donated 100 or cheered 100 bits to us, then you're basically donating $1 to us. Now, we'll see when people do bits and stuff, but we don't alert like we just did for our subs unless you do over, I think, 500 bits, which is like the $7 level. Excuse me 1 second, I have to cough. Thank you. I know. Oh my gosh. It's hard. Yeah.
No, I know, man.
Yeah. So that's what cheering is if people aren't familiar with cheering. But being an affiliate, you get cheers, you get subs. We get 1 free emote for people that are subs. We haven't got our emotes up yet and running because we were just notified on Friday, I think. So we've been kind of running around to get the alerts ready and whatnot. So that's the big announcement, and yay, yay TXL and yay community. Thank you very much for getting us there, because, without you watching, we wouldn't have made it. So, all right. Here we go. Next thing on the board is what we've been playing. So, Rob, why don't you go first?
Sure. I've been playing the update game as an insider program participant. I'm one of the, I'll air quote, lucky ones to be in the alpha program. And it's been really funky lately. I mean, I kind of got a little bit of a scare when, a bunch of folks in the group started posting, and Facebook group started posting about how Xboxes were getting factory wiped with some updates, but that was non-insiders. I guess that was regular people, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I've been having some issues with my Xbox ever since around that time that started happening, where I play with a monitor. It's a 24-inch computer monitor. I have my Xbox at my desk. I don't play on a TV. So, I have an HDMI cable going into the back of my monitor, and I guess instead of negotiating a TV, it negotiates a monitor. Well, I've been having black screen issues. So I turn on my Xbox and I don't get anything. And so there's been a couple of times now where I've had to basically yank power on the Xbox in order to get, the thing up to a point of where I can actually see anything. And then this evening it happened again, maybe like 2 hours ago, when I went to play a little bit of Slime Rancher. We'll talk about that in a second. And I sort of figured out that if I unplug the HDMI out of the back of the Xbox One S and then I plug it back in, then it would work again. Then I'd get my video. So it's kind of funky. I don't know if that's something specific with my system, my monitor, my LG monitor combination and such. But yeah, it kind of scared me there a little bit. Now at least I have a sort of a workaround if this happens. But outside of that, I have been playing a little bit of Slime Rancher. I gave that a shot this evening, and I don't know what to think. Did you guys try this game at all? It was,
Not
Uh,
yet.
it was a
No.
free one, I think, for last
Yeah, it was last
started
month.
like mid August or something like that.
Yeah. That's the one where I
It's-
said it was Cornbread's favorite game. And
Yeah.
he kept saying his
Mhm.
daughter is the one playing it. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Come on. Or his kids are playing it.
I kept hearing all these things about it, so I wanted to try it. It's kind of a strange game where you go out and you collect these slimes and you throw them in corrals and then you feed them things and then they poop out gems, and then you take the gems and you trade them in for currency. It lets you do more stuff. I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. It's I don't know. It seems like it's very repetitive, at least from what I was able to see in like, I don't know, the half hour that I played the game. And I don't know. I don't know what to make of it yet. I did play a little bit of Pillars of Eternity. So that's an RPG game that came out recently. And when I first started playing it, it seems like it's got all of the trappings of your typical solid RPG game. It really reminded me of like the old Baldur's Gate, Fallouts, and such, where it's got like that angled view. Neverwinter. There's a whole slew of them, and Pillars of Eternity. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I know there's a couple of board games on it as well that have gotten really good reviews and such. So, I wanted to give it a shot. And I was immediately greeted with the one thing that I just despise about RPGs. And that's, it is such a chore for me to create a character. I just dread this part, sitting there and like choosing what they look like and, doing their stats and choosing what kind of, are they, a human rogue with this kind of, alignment and, but I soldiered on through it. And, I gave it a little bit of a try there. I definitely do have to come back to it. I don't know. It just, after like years of playing Torchlight and Diablo and stuff, like it's almost like too serious. Do you guys know what I mean? A little bit like Diablo is just like hack and slash sort of.
Mm-hmm.
So Traplight, where you're just going out, you're killing stuff, you're collecting things, and here it's a lot of reading and I don't know. I bet if you get into it, it really draws you in. But that's definitely one I will come back to it at some point as soon as I recover from creating my character, I guess. But I think those two are the main ones for me. Next.
All right. I can go next real quick. Played some Titanfall 2 when we were streaming last week, and played some Battlefield 1, which I'll be playing again more this week with the new DLC. And I played some Path of Exile, but I'll let Mark discuss the Path of Exile stuff. The only thing I want to talk about is, the passive skill tree. Wow. So, but to keep it going and me not coughing everywhere, I'll let Mark go over that. So you're up, Mark.
Alrighty. So, I was just texting Nero Lethal. I see he's a Prime member, so I was letting him know he can sub now to since he came in late. So I had quite a bit of gaming this week. So if you, first of all, if you play or if you're an Xbox Game Pass subscriber, they've got this thing going on right now where you can actually win up to like $500, and they're giving away a bunch of prizes and all kinds of different stuff. So actually, I was going to try to find that story. I'll look that up to get the details. I was looking on my actual on my Xbox, but you can see if you go to Xbox Game Pass, it actually has it right in the main section there. You'll see the like contest info. But anyways, so because of that contest, I've played a few different games, which will sound a little strange to you. So that's why I wanted to mention this. But anyways, some of the stuff that I have played, Agents of Mayhem, I did was finishing kind of some of that off. That's a game that could be you could get a 1,000 gamer score on that if you wanted, but there's going to be a lot of time investment in it. I have no desire to do that. I did play more Path of Exile, which is free to play game. It's if you like Destiny, I think you're going to like this game. I'm sorry, not Destiny. Diablo. If you like Diablo, then you'll like Path of Exile. The game looks fantastic. It's a really good-looking game.
Is it more Diablo or is it more Torchlight?
It's more Diablo. There's no pet.
Well, I mean, outside of the whole pet business.
Well, I think they're both kind of one and the same. I mean, it's a Diablo clone.
Okay, gotcha.
I think it's really good. It looks fantastic. It's really beautiful. And I like it a lot. I'm really enjoying it. There's a ton of loot though. Oh my goodness. If you like loot games, there you go. Let's see. Okay, so into the contest thing I was telling you about, I did play some Halo 5. Just again, so let me see if I found that article. Anyways, if you play like 5 games, download and play 5 games that are in Xbox Game Pass, then you can win like different. There's opportunities to win different things. So if you download and play 1 game, you're gonna get a mystery prize, and then it's like if you download and play 3, you get like an ultimate mystery prize, and then if you do 5, then you get a chance to win $500, free Groove passes, free months of Xbox Game Pass, blah blah blah. You know, there's a whole bunch of stuff they're giving away. I was like, yeah, why not? I'll check out some of these things. So I did play a round of Halo 5 today. I also played Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. And wow, I don't know what to think. The game had me sort of intrigued, but wow, is it hard to control. Trying to control 2 characters on screen at the same time is not an easy task for me. So if you're not familiar, I know, Rob, you played this game.
Oh, yeah.
And I think this was the one where you went and you actually completed the whole thing and never got a single achievement.
Maybe.
I believe
that sounds about right.
I think this is the game you can play the entire game and never get an achievement. I think all the achievements are tied to some side stuff, but it's weird. It looks really good, but it's I don't know what you would call it, a puzzle game, because you have to some spots you have to do one thing with one guy as the other guy can get through, and you know there's these different puzzles you got to figure out how to get through. But it's man, I'm struggling with just controlling these guys.
You get used to it after a while.
I don't know if I can. I'm trying. So I figured if I can get the little brother on the right and the bigger brother on the left, so they match up with the sticks. That's very helpful when they are on the wrong side of each other. Oh man, they end up going this way. It's like I'm moving them completely the wrong direction. So it's like I got to train my brain to go, okay, keep the one brother on this side and one brother on that side, and that helps. But it's a very unique It's a unique mechanic, and it's a neat looking game. I have no idea what this game's about. I really don't, because they all talk in some weird gibberish. But
Yeah, there is no speech in the game, but even though they have that, they convey a lot of things just with their gibberish. You know what I mean? Like that whole beginning. There's a lot of emotion conveyed. At least I thought there was.
yeah, and it's like like you'll take the older brother and he'll be like, "Ooh," and he'll point, So it's like, oh, he's basically telling the little brother, "You need to go over there to do something." So there you can kind of figure some stuff out, but like the big brother keeps going up to people and pulling this scroll out, and I don't know what's he showing them on the scroll, and some people are like, "Go away," and other people are pointing like, "Oh yeah, go over there." So I'm like, I don't know what they're doing. I just don't know, but maybe it's something you'll find out later on. But it's a very interesting game, and I think I might go back and play it some more. It's interesting. I also played Mega Coin Squad. Looked like a kind of like a Super Mario type of game, and it is. You're just kind of you pick a character and you're jumping around trying to collect coins, as many coins as you. Like the first level's like deposit 150 coins in this piggy bank, and you got to go collect them. And if you get hit by a fire, like a cannonball that's shooting across the screen, or one of the enemies coming out at you, you lose all your coins, and you got to start them all over again. So, but it's very much that old, I guess, like 16-bit, game. It's kind of fun, kind of enjoyed. I also played Dirt Rally. Very good looking game. It's very hard, so definitely a tougher one to play. And then lastly, I did boot up Fortnite again, and they made a lot of changes. They now have like, I think it's called Survive the Storm mode. It's like a horde mode type of thing, but they do it based on days. And there's like this, you get a bonus if you can do 14 days, and it even warns you, warning, this can take over 4 hours to complete. It's like, yeah, we're not doing that one. But
Yeah.
so for my Fortnite players out there, if we want to get together some night and try to tackle, I think it's a 14 day, survive the storm, let me know, and I'll try to set some time aside, and we can work on that. I would never want to do that with public groups because you get people, and you're never going to keep 4 people together that long
Yeah, it's a long time.
in a public match. So,
It's like an hour to
anyways, yeah, exactly. So that's what I played this week.
Cool.
So,
All right.
lots of stuff. It was nice to have some stuff to play. It was kind of nice. But definitely check out Path of Exile. Don't let it be free to play. The only stuff, it is a free to play, but it's not a free to win. Or it's not, I'm sorry, it's not a free to, I'm sorry,
Pay to
I
win.
said that wrong. It's free to play, but it's not pay to win. Like the paid items are all cosmetic stuff. Like that's it. Like they don't affect you in any way. So it doesn't impact the game, which is a really weird way to do a free to play game. And it's nothing's ever in your face about giving them money. That's really nice. It's a nice change. So, and it is a really good Diablo style game. I've been very impressed with it. So don't miss out on that one. That's it for me.
All right. Real quick, patreon.com/thisxboxlife or thisxboxlife.com/patreon to become a patron of the show. Our $10 tier invites you to be a host on the show for an episode. Or thisxboxlife.com/donate if you like to float a tip. Now we're into our roundtable. So I listed out a couple things here to chat about. One's kind of an open discussion that was, somebody brought up at work when I was out, and I wanted to see what you guys thought about it too. But first things first, Xbox One is teaming up with Samsung, believe it or not, which I'm a Samsung fan. I like their TVs, things like that. I don't like their mobile phones because I don't like how they throw a bunch of junk on there, and they're 15 months behind the updates when it comes to um, getting the Android update. But I think that's just Android problem and the number one problem in the planet. But Samsung, so what it says is Xbox and Samsung are teaming up to utilize Samsung's flagship premier lineup of QLED TVs as the official 4K TV partner for the highly anticipated Xbox One X. So if you haven't seen, now 4K TVs, I mean, obviously they look amazing as it is. If you haven't seen QLED or this next generation above SHUD, whatever, these 4K super absolutely high def, oh my gosh, and then super, and then super deluxe. I mean, it's just all these ones. Like, I know Mark's TV was like a very sought out TV when it was there. I think it was last year's. It was a KS 9000.
8,000.
8,000. Well, regardless, 8,000. The KS thing, and I guess now that's been replaced with a MH.
My TV's no good.
No, it's their new model now. Is like it's not KS. It's like another letter, which is their replacement for the KS series. But then they also have the QLED series, which is their highest level. They're a couple $1,000s for one of these TVs. But when you look at it or when you stand by it, they're beautiful. I mean, you're definitely paying for it. But it is interesting that Samsung, is going to partner with that. So, but yeah, that's pretty cool. So if anybody wants the official This Xbox Life, if you want the official Xbox TV, you got to buy Samsung. You can't play an Xbox on a Sony TV, guys. I'm sorry. So they just don't work. I'm just kidding. So yes, Mark, I updated not to now. So
Okay, okay. Then you okay.
Lethal Migraine pointed it out right off the beginning. So
okay. Thanks, Lethal.
Yep. So what's your guys' preferred? I mean, there are some $600 4K TVs out there now. Like in the chat or you guys, what do you guys use on? I know, Mark, I just mentioned your TV. I don't have a 4K TV, so if you guys were going to suggest one to me, what would you guys say? Because I've heard there's really good like $600 4K TVs, and that's coming from Ryan McCaffrey on IGN. He said he even talked to some of the Xbox people who were pointing out this one certain TV. But what do you guys think?
Well, myself, I'm a big fan of Samsung. I really am. So, I pretty much have my whole house is Samsung. Every TV in here is, and I like them. I really do.
Yeah.
So, in fact, if someone wants to see what the inside of one looks like,
Yeah.
this
That is not the one you just bought, though, by the way.
No, so the one I used to game on in my office, that one got moved to the family room, and then about a week and a half ago, kids turned it on, and they heard sound, but they had no video. There was no picture, so I was like, oh man, I was like, okay, well, if I'm gonna buy a new TV, I'm gonna buy the same one that I have, my 4K one I have in my office. And that thing's like $1,700 right now. And I was like, I really don't want to spend the money, right? Not now. And so I was like, I started to do some research. And I was thinking, well, maybe someone will repair it. I don't know. These things are I figured they're designed to be thrown away. Well, thankfully the internet for once was right and came through for me. This board cost me $82.
Oh.
And then it was like $12 from shipping. So $99 total. And I replaced it myself. Super easy to do, and TV came right back on. I got picture now. Kids are super happy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it only cost me $100, and it's like I love the TV, and I've had it for I don't know 6-7 years, and supposedly this board, the one that I had, this one here, supposedly is known to be have a high fail rate. So the one I got is a newer version that's got a better failure rate on it. So we'll see. Maybe it'll last another 10 years. It only cost me $100. So that was nice.
Yeah. Cornbread says TCL Roku TV. Just avoid the Roku subscription. Artemis says, what size is that $600 TV? I have a 70-inch, not 4K TV, 1080p. I don't even remember the brand of it. It's actually a weird.
Very weird.
It's a weird. Do you remember the what I'm talking about, Mark? Right?
Yep.
You remember that show? We'll have to try
it
to.
was not anything I'd ever heard of.
Yeah.
Wait,
I'll have
what?
the TV. It was during a episode of Podcast Unlocked. Ryan McCaffrey mentioned the brand of TV that Xbox developers and people that work at Xbox, they were buying for their Xbox One X.
Oh,
It's a 4K TV, and I think it's a Japanese. It's either a Chinese or Japanese TV or something like that. That it's becoming popular, but not popular enough for me to remember it right now. But I guess it's around $600 and it's really good.
Yeah, and it was not a brand I'd ever heard of before. I want to say it started with an M, but
Yeah, I can't
I
remember.
just don't remember. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, and I don't remember what size they were talking about either. So,
I think that was like a 42-inch or something. I don't think it was that large, not like the big 60 inches. But
well, it
But anyway.
yeah,
wasn't.
I've heard pretty good things about the TCL TVs. There's some of them that are super cheap, but apparently they're not the ones really to get because they have some 55 inchers that are like $379 is what they were going for at Costco and a bunch of stores. And the ones that go in like the $600-700 range, those are the ones that have more of the features that Xbox folks would want. Is I've been looking at this on and off for the past couple of weeks, and I'm also trying to decide between, should I get a 4K monitor? That's something that appears to be kind of an issue for people that want to game on monitors. Basically, they can't find one that's properly supported because I guess you need HDR10, the wide color gamut, and all sorts of stuff. And there's been a lot of talk about that on actually, I think the PlayStation Reddit forums.
For the
Or
monitors?
That's really not forums. Yeah, talking about monitors, gaming on monitors. And, I think it's a little early to have that discussion on the Xbox forums. But, yeah, it's a big decision,
Yeah.
which way you want to go. But it's so important to make sure that the monitor or the TV has the proper specs to it, because you go to like these boxes, you see them in the stores, you go to the box and you're like, okay, what's the specs on it? And then the specs that they'll have is just a couple of pictures. And it's like, this TV is in the shape of a rectangle. Hey, it has a power plug. It has a remote. It's black. That's like the kind of specs that you have.
Yeah.
Nowhere does it list, what kind of HDR or the contrast. I don't know. Are they trying to just dumb it down? Do people not care?
Yeah. The Class 10 is, or the HDR 10 is, like you mentioned, is the one that you want. I know there's another one too, but it's like hardware based, and the TVs are more expensive, but it's less supported.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. It's all these, and that's the one thing I don't like about Samsung is they have 9 different versions of a 55-inch 4K TV.
yeah,
Like
Mhm.
I know you're trying to make different price levels, but there shouldn't be 5 versions that are all within $60 of each other. Cuz then you got to tell me like what's the difference between them, and they don't tell you anything. Like you're saying, like you know, batteries not included, batteries included, you know, it's this
Yeah.
version or it's that it's just like, just make it simple. I mean, it's crazy. So,
Yeah, but
I
it's crazy how cheap TVs are now.
yeah.
Except
Well,
for the Samsungs. The Samsungs are beautiful, but man, are they expensive.
yeah, well, if everybody after the show after the show, you want to go look at something really interesting, go look up Linus Tech Tips and look at the LG QLED wallpaper. If you want to see a TV that will just blow your mind, and it's $7,000,
Wow.
but you mount it to the wall by magnet. You just slap it to the wall. You know, well, I don't want to say you slap it to the wall, but you drill a black mat onto the wall, and then you take the TV, which is less. It's like 0.12 inches or 0.12 millimeters thick, or thin, I should say. It's less than a quarter millimeter thin or something like that, and you just kind of like magnetize it to that black mat. And the cable that comes out of it goes into a sound bar, but the cable that comes out of it is not a cable, it's a ribbon. You know, the ribbon is just as thick as the TV. But go look up LG wallpaper TV. You'll find it. It's amazing. So, but Lethal Migraine was talking about monitors, and I was going to tell you about this too, Rob. He says the LG 54.6 inch 4K HDR IPS LED backlit LCD Ultra HD smart television,
Yeah.
bundled with a $200 gift card, is $597 with free shipping. So that's for a TV.
Oh, wow.
But when you're talking about monitors, I've been researching a lot of monitors. There's actually a new Samsung monitor that's out, because like I said, I am a fan of Samsung. It's like a 42 inch, or it's like a super ultra wide, and they're starting to get those 144 hertz ones out. The bad thing is a lot of them are going the FreeSync route and not the G-Sync route, which I guess it doesn't matter, but I think that I wish they would just pick something. You know, G-Sync is, you know, your NVIDIA side, FreeSync is your AMD side. It's just like pick something and go with it. But yeah, monitors are, you and I do the same thing. We play through our monitor, and I would love to have a 24 or 27 inch 4K monitor to, you know, play my games on and stuff. So, but all right. Well, that was the first topic. On to the next one. So, okay, I have a question. I was under the impression, and I'm super confused because I don't understand why this has to be so difficult. Call of Duty World War II beta last week was like for PlayStation 4 owners, but only if you pre-ordered the game. And then this week it was for PlayStation 4 and Xbox owners, but only if you pre-ordered the game or you got a code. And my whole question was like, well, when are they having an open beta? You know, I know it's not demo. Okay, I understand. It's not a demo, Bron. But you're having a beta for this game that you want everybody to buy, and you're only letting the people that have already bought it play it. So why is it a pain, and why can't I play it? What are they thinking? Is there an open beta coming and I just don't know? Because I was actually kind of excited to try it out. But there's nothing. Do you guys know of any of this, or did you know any of it was going on? Or, I mean,
I saw bits and pieces, and I was like, okay, isn't something I can even participate in. I haven't even bothered to look.
right.
And again,
Okay.
I was confused by it.
Okay. Because I was just like, you know, at least with the Destiny beta, they let, you know, the PlayStation people in that pre-ordered first, and then the Xbox people that pre-ordered in next, and then they opened it for everybody. But at least everybody got a shot to try it. And like I said, I know it says beta and it doesn't say demo, but if you want people to buy your first-person shooter that you're competing and going against basically Destiny with, you think you'd want it to get it in more people's hands, seeing that your sales have been going down, but you're saying, well, the only people that can play this are the people that already bought it. I don't understand that sales tactic anymore. Like, oh, you have to buy our game and then you can play it tomorrow for 3 days. It's like, no, just open it and let us play it. Because if I really liked it, I was going to consider buying it, but now I don't even know, so I'm just not even going to bother. So it's just
rewarding the people, the fans that are pre-ordering it.
well, let them in a couple days ahead, like everybody else. I just don't understand why there isn't an open version. I figured that would help them.
But then again, maybe. Well, I don't know. It's still the number one selling game. It probably will be again this year, so they probably don't need to. You know what you're getting. It's Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And you know what you're getting.
Yeah. Well, overall,
Right?
it's technically not the number one selling game. GTA 5 has destroyed them in that one, but they don't hold the crown anymore.
Well, okay, but GTA 5 came out, 5 years ago?
Oh,
So
jeez,
then add
forever
up the
ago.
last 5 years of Call of Duty games and
Well, yeah, if you want to add multiple games to one, but
it depends. See, I could be a marketing guy. I
Right,
can put
yeah.
the spin on it. They launched their title in 2015. Or whenever it was 5 years ago. So our Call of Duty titles have sold this many.
yeah,
Oh, I'm
yeah,
hearing myself.
yeah. That's I was saying I was getting feedback too. I don't know where it's coming from. Oh, we got another. Hey, wrecked. I want to say wrecked on that one, but thank you for following. Hello. So, yeah, it was
Did our screen go black?
huh?
Did
No.
we lose our screen?
No, we're good.
Must this be on my end? Okay.
But yeah, I was just yeah, I'm just always still surprised that GTA 5 has just been doing what it's doing. It's been in the top 10 for like every month for the last 3 or 4 years. It's insane. It's a monster. So, but all right. Yeah, I just wanted to see if I was crazy or if I was losing my mind or I trying to figure out like where they're going with that, like what's their big deal with it, but all right. Next thing I got for people who just really want to play with keyboard and mouse on your you're going to play a video, aren't you? That really want to play keyboard and mouse on your Xbox One, be ready for games to start supporting keyboard and mouse. So, and that's coming from Xbox execs as it is, or when they were saying that. So here in the near future, let me mute this tab so it doesn't hit. It says, you will see our first game supporting keyboard and mouse soon. Oh, it's Mike Ybarra, right? Said at PAX West. So I can't announce what that is, but soon. And based on developer interest, they'll choose to do keyboard and mouse or not. So it's completely up to developers, which I like that. But if I know you guys are dying to sit on your couch with a keyboard and mouse, you're going to have that chance. Or if you're like Rob and I, who play on our keyboard or play on our desk, like right where I'm sitting, we could use keyboard and mouse. But in my mind, it's like if I wanted to play keyboard and mouse, I'd play a PC game. But I know people that play PC games with controller. So, but usually when I fire up my console, I use the controller. But it's nice for a choice. Well, it's one of those things.
Wouldn't it be nice since you've got Battlefield? You play Battlefield 1 on PC and on Xbox, and so the PC you are on the keyboard. Right. Don't you think that since you sit there and play at your desk, that you might also decide, you know what, I'm going to use keyboard and mouse on my Xbox and be more accurate or whatnot, have that ability?
Yeah. I say it's a nice choice to have. But yes, I do understand what you're saying, because with Battlefield 4, switching back and forth, it takes a couple rounds to get used to that controller configuration and stuff like that. So, Cornbread, thank you for subscribing with your Twitch Prime subscription. We appreciate it. So
Cornbread.
yeah, we're on a roll today. But
Aha! You wiped out Rob.
ah, Rob is no longer on the subscribe list.
I don't mind.
Yep. So, but yeah, just wanted to give that information to everybody who was there. Okay, so my question, since we're talking about keyboard and mouse and this and that, my question was, people were the discussion I think started out with the Xbox One X pre-order sales doing well, and I think Rob's got a thing about it later from something, but you know, we talked about it last week, and it was like, yeah, take it with a grain of salt. You never know what they're going to say. They're going to spin anything. Mark already said he could be a, you know, what'd you say? You'd be a salesman or spin it in certain ways.
Yeah.
But the thing is we were talking about cross play and cross buy. So the question was, is PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds cross buy? And I said, no, it's not cross buy. It could be cross play. And we started talking about the cross play portion of it. It's like this long discussion. So we started talking about cross play, how Xbox has invited Nintendo, they've invited Sony, they've invited Ubisoft and Blizzard to come and do cross play across games, right? And one of the guys said, why would Microsoft want to do that? Like, they're not going to sell consoles if they do that, because everybody's just going to buy on PC. And my comment was like, no, not everybody's going to buy on PC. I was like, you go talk to somebody like Mark. I used you as an example. I was like, he doesn't want to play on PC. He wants to play on console. He's going to play on console. And so then we said, well, they're not going to sell consoles then, and Sony's just going to keep getting a distance on them. And it goes into like, Microsoft doesn't care what Sony's doing. You know, I'm trying to play this thing of like, I love the idea of cross-play, cross-buy, because if I buy a game on PC or on console and I play it on both, doesn't mean I'm not going to go buy a console. You know, yes, I'd buy it on PC first and maybe not play as much on console, but Microsoft, I don't think, cares if you're buying it on console or PC. They just want to give you a choice. And it kind of got into this thing where it was almost like, well, Microsoft's going to lose all the time, or they're going to go out of business, or, you know, it just got into this whole thing of like, well, why is Microsoft doing this? So I wanted to see what your guys' thoughts are, and maybe people in the chat, if you want to mention, chime in on this, is what do you think it's wrong of Microsoft to do this cross-buy, cross-play, because it's not going to sell as many Xboxes. You know, people will just play on PC, given they have a PC to run every game. Now, we got to put that in there, okay? If you can't go buy a $1,000, $1,500 PC to play these games, the cheaper route's a console. But let's say somebody like myself, you know, are they going to not sell consoles because of allowing this? So, who wants to go first? Nobody. Okay. Thanks for joining, guys. All right, now I'm going to pick somebody. Rob, you go first.
Who, me?
Yeah.
This feels like high school.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so you know, I personally think it's cool to have options, but typically you're just going to play it in one place, aren't you? Like,
Sure.
so if you get a title,
Yeah.
you're going to start it somewhere and you're going to play it only in one spot.
Not necessarily.
How many people are really, I mean, I don't see people. So, okay. When it comes to a gaming preference, I think very few people will flip-flop back and forth between PC and console to play the same title. I just don't see it happening very often. There's some people that might, but you're going to, let's say it's like let's say like the PlayerUnknown game.
Right.
Battlegrounds.
Yep.
So if you're playing that and you have it on both systems, you're going to favor one and you're going to stick with it. It's not going to be like you have your console in the living room, you have your PC in your, I don't know, bedroom, office, whatever it is. If you want to play that game, you're going to attribute one place, let's say like PC, because it's going to be easy, maybe easier for you to play. You're going to attribute that that's where I play Battlegrounds. Okay.
Right.
You're not going to go like, oh, I'm here in the living room, let me sit down and play some Battlegrounds. No, if you want to play Battlegrounds, you will go to your PC. Do you know what I mean? It's
No,
not. But
I think you guys are looking at it wrong. So, like, Brun, I think is a perfect example. He bought Battlefield, a couple versions, right? Now, like the last two in a row, he's bought it on PC and on Xbox.
Right.
He plays on both. If cross buy becomes the norm, he would only have to buy one copy instead of two.
Right.
He does play on both platforms, and some people do. Also, like if you're in a situation like, yeah, my Xbox is in my office and my PC's in my office, so I play. I'm not interfered by what the family's doing on the main TV in the family room. But a lot of situations, people might only have one main TV that their Xbox is on.
Sure.
If they want a game and the family wants to watch a movie, well, they can go play that game on the PC. You still have the option of playing it. You're just looking at a smaller screen, and a lot of games now, especially with Windows 10, I think natively these machines are shipping, PCs are shipping with the Xbox controller. You can they have Bluetooth in them now, so you can use your controller on the game, and it's just on a smaller screen. You're still essentially playing the same game.
Yeah,
I think it will be not a lot of people maybe doing it right now because it's brand new. This isn't something that has been around, but it's like you got to start somewhere. And I think it will catch on. I think it will have. I can see myself what I can see where I would use it is when I travel. If I'm on a laptop, then boom, I can play it. Or I got my Surface tablet. I can play on my Surface tablet. I can play my Xbox games while I'm traveling without having to lug the Xbox around. I think that's a fantastic idea.
Yeah, and the cross buy, I don't think it's as much as the cross buy portion of it. I think the other part of the discussion that we were having was just that the games are available on PC that are on Xbox. Like they're losing some sort of exclusivity because they're putting out like Sea of Thieves. Like Sea of Thieves, you're going to be able to buy on PC or console. I don't know if it's cross buy, but it is definitely cross play. I don't know if it's cross save. There's three things. There's cross buy, cross play, cross save. If everybody wants to know on that. So
and they're not losing out because it's a Microsoft platform. It is still an exclusive to Microsoft. So it doesn't matter what platform you're buying it on. You still are buying it on their platform. But again, I apologize to Rob. I interrupted you, and I didn't necessarily mean
no
to.
problem. See, I'm just looking at it from my standpoint with my gaming habits, like Clash Royale, for example. I play it almost exclusively on my phone. I can play it on my tablet, and I usually don't, though. If I have my tablet and my phone, I will choose my phone just because I'm more used to it. That could change when, like, if I don't know, if this mouse and keyboard, for example, stuff comes out sometime soon, and you've got the controller support on the PCs, where now you can use the same controllers, whatever your favorite is. You can use your keyboard mouse on the Xbox. You can use your Xbox controller on the PC. You have that choice, and now they're more equal. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's more of the same, because personally, when I switch back and forth, let's say if it's the same game, if I switch back and forth, there's an adjustment period between, gaming with the keyboard and mouse versus the controller, where it's a little awkward at first. And because of that, I think people are going to gravitate to doing the same thing, or using the same platform.
Right.
So I don't know. So if these titles, for example, are buy once, have it on both, does it really matter where they play?
No.
To me, yeah, and I think we're all saying no. We're all in agreement. But what I was saying is the people that I was discussing with are saying that it's a bad move on Microsoft's part because they're not going to sell Xboxes, and I disagreed with that. I was like, no, they're going to sell Xboxes. People want to play on their couch. Rob and I are exceptions. Like, we still play on our PC, but I prefer to play on my couch on a bigger TV. It's just you play it on whatever you want to play it on. Microsoft doesn't care. Microsoft makes more money, honestly, by selling a game. And if it's cross-buy and that gets you to buy it on PC, and if you're going to buy an Xbox later, do you get it? That's cool. Lethal Migraine, yes, I am in a minority. People don't typically buy 2 copies of a game. Now, I will say when I bought Battlefield 4 on Xbox, I bought it PC first at regular price. I bought it on the Xbox for like $5. Like, I'm not paying $60 twice. But I do wish for the future of cross save on every game. So take Destiny, for instance. If I bought it on Xbox for Tuesday, played it, but then bought it on PC on October, I don't want to play it all over again. I just want everything to be there, and I want it to work in both places. I think that's where gaming needs to go, where I get to choose if I want to play on my TV, if I want to play on my PC. Because sometimes it's nice not to get... I'm a computer programmer. I sit in front of 2-3 screens every day for 10 hours a day, and then when I come home, I got to sit in front of computer screens again? No, I want to lay back on the couch sometimes and play.
Yeah.
So, but, I think... I don't think it's costing Microsoft, anything for that type of thing at all. So it's just, one of those things where I don't think it's a bad move on their part. I think they give people options, and they're going to sell what they sell. And honestly, they don't care. So they don't care.
Yeah, because, when it comes to the games... I mean, it's been long established that console makers don't make money on the consoles themselves. They get you into their ecosystem, and then that's where they make the money off of you. So with Xbox, they sell the consoles at a loss or close to a loss or break even, whatever it might be. And they make the money off of Xbox Live. They make the money off of the games. They get a portion of every sale, especially now that it's digital. They're probably selling more than ever. So when you look at it from that standpoint, when you do the cross buy, cross play, they're probably making the same money on either platform. And they make money off of the Windows license as well, I guess. But it's probably, who knows? Maybe that's probably that's more than they're making on the consoles, because they don't put out that hardware. But does it matter if they sell more consoles when it comes to the titles? I mean, we would like them to sell more because we want the Xbox to be around.
Sorry, I was on mute. I don't think the Xbox is going to go anywhere. I think it's always going to be around because it still sells a lot. It's
sure.
30 million, 40 million is nothing to laugh at around here. The games that they have is what the trolls are out heavy today. Has anybody noticed that?
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't think they're going anywhere. It's always going to be around. And I think that for people to worry about if they have sales, it's only for one reason, which is that imaginary war that we've been, we've talked about before. I don't care how many, who wins what race or whatever that you're making up in your mind, but as long as you keep making them and keep gaming good, you know. So it's just one of those things. But we're gonna have to turn off my turn off my thing or what? So but
I think you're
holy cow.
easily distracted.
Oh
So,
no.
no more original Xbox One, huh?
Nope. Go. Yep. Let's
Yeah.
move on. So.
Yeah. Mark's ready to
Yep.
move on. All right. So,
Don't give them any.
Yep.
yeah.
Move on and ignore it.
So this is kind of interesting where the Xbox One S came out last year. Seems like it was longer, but it came out in 2016. And the original Xbox has been available up until last week. So now the original Xbox, the one that we've known since 2013, it is officially no more. Normally they stop producing them when the new console comes out. So probably production ceased on the original one after the Xbox One S came out. And the original Xbox is officially out of the store, Microsoft Store, and it is now probably just available as a refurb on all those sites and eBay and who knows where. So it's interesting to see that it took 4 years almost. It lasted 4 years before it finally got shut down.
Yep.
And I still got my. Actually, I moved it. It was right over here underneath my Xbox One S.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's normal. I mean, I think, PlayStation, have they stopped selling the original PlayStation yet? So, are you kidding me? I turned it off. Okay. So.
Yeah, so the original Xbox is no more.
Yep.
Then we spoke about Michael Pachter a little bit earlier. So he hasn't really been, very gung-ho on the Xbox lately, has he? He's all been like doom and gloom for
Yes, recently he
quite some
was.
time.
Yeah, he was big on
360, right?
360 and was like all hype and everything, and then this time around he's been all like pretty much doom and gloom. So Joseph Murray did subscribe on Patreon, by the way, so thanks for the Patreon subscription. So
Yeah, so basically he's been kind of poo-pooing the Xbox One X pre-orders of late, and he spoke on his YouTube channel about it. He said Xbox One X is ranked on Amazon in the pre-orders a year to date. Last I looked, it's at number 66. I believe the NES Classic was at 23. It sold 2.3 million units lifetime. And you know that the bulk of those were sold last year. So this year, maybe 1 million. So if Xbox One X is ranked 48 slots below that, it's not even close to 1 million. And of course, the Amazon allocation is probably 5 or 10,000 units. So don't fall for the BS that comes out of Windows Central that tells you that this is the fastest pre-ordered console in Xbox history. They only have a couple. The original Xbox didn't have big pre-orders. The 360 maybe, but honestly, who was pre-ordering consoles back in 2005? So of course, this is the most pre-ordered. And then let's see here. Yeah, so what do you guys think about that?
I don't care. It's Pachter.
Yeah.
Who gives a crap? Like I said last week, I'm not buying into the hype because there was no numbers announced. I believe it was a fictitious, purposely made PR move to say they sold out everything in a few minutes. Well, when there's only a few of them, yeah, you're going to. So I don't think it was that huge of a number. They're giving away 4,000 of them at Taco Bell right now in the next month, and
Yeah.
are they counting those as well? I mean, nobody knows. And it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Well, the sales numbers will be available, at the end of the year, and we'll see what they sold November and December, and then the answers will be available then. But
Hmm.
I don't, and you may not even know. We may not find out because they're going to lump them in with Xbox. It's Xbox One sales. So you're never going to really truly probably find the real number of what the X is selling compared to the S. Just like when you look up the numbers for PlayStation, they don't separate them as pro and non-pro. It's PS4. Here's how much we've sold. So who cares? If it's
Right.
a success, it doesn't matter. Console's going to be awesome. So
I think it's interesting that, here's this guy who is, like a big time analyst in the video games industry. And he's looking at Amazon statistics to try to judge the sales of this thing.
Yeah.
That really must have hurt these guys when Microsoft stopped publishing their numbers.
Well, there's a
They're
good
reaching.
point. Well, he's supposed to be an analyst. He's supposed to know these things. Like, he shouldn't need NPD numbers to do his job. I mean, if he's just rattling off NPD, I mean, we rattle off NPD numbers sometimes. Like, should we be paid hundreds of thousands of dollars because, hey, just let everybody know, Sony's selling more than than Microsoft, and just rain cash on me. So, but yeah, I mean, I mentioned it last week, and I mean, I just mentioned it because it was a story that was out there. It's what Microsoft put out there, but I'm in agreement with Wing. It's like, he didn't tell me a number, so what am I supposed to do with that?
Mhm.
But, all right. So,
Okay.
Yep.
Then on to the news recap from last week. A couple of things. We talked briefly that there was a bug that caused certain consoles to reset. That's kind of a doozy. Actually, it was more of an inconvenience than anything, really, wasn't it? Because you could, if you had an external hard drive, you basically had everything on there anyway. You really didn't need to re-download it. Although a hassle it was, I guess.
Yeah.
A new update came out to Insiders that added a bunch of improvements. Added stream. You can stream natively to Mixer at 1080p. It added the right to left language support for Arabic and a bunch of other improvements. Looks like the sequel to Game of Thrones, Telltale game, is on hold. Do people still play Telltale games?
Yes,
I don't know.
all 50 of them that are slowly coming out, and I knew they were going to end up they remember that time when it was just like they announced like 5 new games. It's just like,
Yeah.
how are they going to do all these? I just don't know how they were going to do them. But
And then
yeah,
the
it's crazy.
problems that they had with a couple of them, like the one, I think it was the second Walking Dead one. How it just used to freeze all the time. It wasn't smooth, long load times.
Yeah.
Definitely had some quality issues.
Yep.
But looks like the sequel to Game of Thrones is on hold while they work on other projects. And then looks like Recore Definitive Edition was free in the store for a little while. It was a bug, apparently. It was costing $0 instead of the $20 it was supposed to. And they've since fixed that. And I guess all the people that got the free version had their games deactivated. And that's about it. Not too much this week.
yeah, because I think it's free in the Game Pass. It's part of Xbox Game Pass, and if you owned the original game, you get the updated version
Yeah.
free. But if you aren't part of Game Pass and didn't buy it before, then yeah, you got to pay $20 for it.
right.
All right.
Good to
That's
move
it.
on. So,
Yes.
I guess I can move my thing back up. Community time. So, no giveaways, no announcements. Voicemail. If you'd like to send a voicemail to the show, you can go to thisxboxlife.com. And on the right-hand side, say send voicemail. Follow the prompts and send your voice in to be played on the show. We don't have any voicemails this week, but I know everybody's going to want to send in one for next week to tell us how crazy we are. If you would like to send us an email, you can click contact up in the right-hand corner of our menu on our site. Fill out the information, and that will send us an email. Now, of course, you can record yourself on an MP3 and email it to us, or just email us a question like we got earlier. And that is contact@thisxboxlife.com. So our email this week that we got was from Naughty's Maximus. We haven't heard from him in a while, so go for it, Rob.
So Naughty's Maximus writes in, I'm sorry to say that all you guys really let us down on this week's episode. Every place in the world but Hawaii, where there are 3 Ks for every 1 P. Of course, P is always greater than K. I mean, there are 4 whole letters between K and P in the alphabet. It's almost like Microsoft is demoting us by 5 entire gaming generations. That's almost like going back all the way to the Super NES. Geez, just check out Scrabble if there's any doubt. There are far more P titles than K tiles. Tiles, yeah. I'm sorry, but I just really feel let down.
When I first started reading, and he's like,
Yeah, I was
"Let
like,
me down,"
what?
and I was like, "Oh man, what do we do?" And then I start reading this, and I just started cracking up.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I'm like, oh no, what do we do? So, but yep,
The P is always greater than K, so
Yeah.
that's what we were talking about last week.
yep,
P's mattered until the K's came along. Now the K's don't matter.
Yeah.
So, Gunny Chief mentioned that he sent us a voicemail and didn't think it worked. I don't think it did. I did not get a notification. Did you guys get one?
No.
Okay, we did not. Maybe do the record yourself on your iPad or something and email it to us. Might be the easiest way. So, with that, we have this xboxlife.com/Twitter. We'll take you to our Twitter account, which happens to be this Xbox Life. And our Facebook group, this xboxlife.com/Facebook. Our group is closed. Just request to become a member, and we'll bring you in. I think we're well over 400 now, right? We have a pretty large community on Facebook. It's a fun community. I really, really like it. So everybody's really respectful. Ugh. So let me do this again.
We're like 6 away from 700.
Oh wow, okay. Last time I checked was 400. So
Not that everybody's active, but
yep. So well, true, but I don't know of an easy way to do cleanups. So, but good group to be in.
maybe they just like to see what's posted, what's new, and just follow along.
Yep.
When the show's released, that's cool.
Yeah. So, all right, Rob, what do we got coming out this week? I think there's a little game coming out.
Yeah, kind of a slow week here. So titles releasing.
By the way, sorry, Rob, but we have to spend some time talking about it because Brun put it in the title.
Oh yeah.
So, Brun, you pulled it again. So now we have to talk about it.
What? It was our destiny to become affiliated.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You know we're gonna get hate mail again, so we have to talk about it.
Well, it's our destiny. It's not the game Destiny that happens to be coming out on Tuesday.
Doesn't matter. You know, we'll get hate mail again.
It should be. It's our Destiny 2, meaning 2 also.
Yes.
Not the number 2.
All right, go ahead and talk.
Okay, so for this week, September 4th through the 10th, there's only 3 things releasing that we know of, at least right now. On September 5th, we have Don't Knock Twice and Squish and the Corrupted Crystal. And then on September 6th, we have Destiny also.
Yeah.
or
So
Destiny 2.
yeah, so Destiny 2 is out Tuesday. Obviously a very exciting game. Um, PC is a
All right.
month later. So go ahead.
So in
Do you
October,
get your are you getting your DLC from the 2-year-old DLC for Destiny 1 on Tuesday as well?
No, not until October.
Well, not till October.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
are you
so
waiting for that to move on to Destiny 2, or
um
are you gonna
no.
get it? So let's talk about it, bro.
Okay.
Because I
Well, yeah,
know you and I
I was
both
going to
have.
talk about it a little bit. So, but
Okay.
yeah.
I'm curious if you're gonna get this.
Okay. So here's my thoughts. I played the PC beta. Um, the game looks phenomenal as far as if you want to look at the graphics wise on PC. I do have some of my theories and everything. But to answer your question, so what they did is there's no more real big events on Destiny 1. I mean, Destiny 1 servers are still live. I think you'd still do the raids and everything. But as far as like they've done the last whatever events that they typically do every week, or trials, like last trials and everything. So they're kind of shutting down Destiny 1. Now, when Destiny 1's getting shut down and I still haven't gotten my stuff from what I bought 2 years ago, that is very aggravating. But so that's that. Am I buying it on Xbox One? No, I am not buying Destiny. Will I buy Destiny on PC? Possibly. As of right now, I'm still saying no. It looks great on PC. Here's what. So on Destiny comes out Tuesday. You guys have 1 week to be raid ready. Which means get your light level up or get your levels up to what you need it to be to run the raid. So if anybody wants to run the raid, anybody who's not buying it on console and is waiting on PC, you pretty much got to go dark for a month if you're really interested in Destiny. If you are getting on PC, you have to wait. Like I said, you have to wait till October. I don't know when they're going to open the raid on that. I imagine you're going to have a week to be ready. But on the console, I think their new trials, or whatever they're doing is 2 days after the raid. So it's like 7 days for the raid, 8 days if you're including the day that it comes out. So 7 days for the raid, 10 days or 9 days or 10 days based on how you count them, until trials comes out. So the game looks and runs amazing on PC. I think this here's my theory, if you want my theory. This whole wait 1 month to put on PC because PC may not have been ready and they want to make sure it's ready or whatnot. Complete line of bullcrap. It is complete line of bullcrap. The reason why PC is delayed is because they know anybody who has a PC who can run Destiny and who can run, and who has a console is going to buy it on PC. Now, if your console of choice is PS4, which Sony has dumped a ton of money into Activision and Destiny, do you think you want to lose all your sales to PC? No. So what they do, they made those guys push it 1 month so they could try to sell more consoles. I did hear one of the Destiny guys on IGN mention that he canceled his pre-order for his on PlayStation, and he's going to PC because it is that awesome on there. So if I do buy it, Mark, to answer your question, I will be buying it on PC. Am I buying it on day one? No, I'm still not buying it on day one. So I am still very aggravated on what they did.
I'm with you too.
And even though I have a PlayStation, I can buy the version with the extra content. I don't like what they're doing to gamers, not Xbox guys, not PC guys. I don't think it's fair, and I think that's one thing that I was proud as a gamer when PlayStation people were standing up saying this isn't a right thing to do. They are on our side too with that, and I think that was awesome of them. And it was one time where I think the Xbox people and Sony people and stuff finally came together on a decision, and we'll see if Bungie listens. So, but that's all the Destiny talk that I had for this week. So I did have Destiny talk. I won't
I
be
can
in
tell
trouble.
you, Bungie won't listen because they've heard for 3 years Xbox gamers complaining that Bungie screwed them over, and Bungie's answers to that was, "No, we didn't, but we're not going to give you your content we promised you for 2 years.
Right.
We're going to release the sequel and still not give you the content promised you from the original game."
Yeah. Well,
So
well
they don't care,
yeah.
and their actions are showing that they don't care about the Xbox gamers
Yeah.
who made them who they are.
Yeah.
So they will not get any money from me. I will not buy this game. I don't care. It does look good. I don't care. Not touching it. They're not getting my money.
Yeah. So the question was, what about seeing Destiny 2 on Xbox One X? So there, Microsoft has stated that it is up to the developer if they want to build the best game possible for Xbox One and build the best game possible for Xbox One X. So even though on PC it's 60 frames per second, it's or 60 frames plus, whatever that is. As far as Xbox is concerned, they could do that. Now, PlayStation has that different rule where every game that runs on the PlayStation has to run the same on the PlayStation 4 Pro. So if the PlayStation can only handle
as the normal,
as
the
the
regular.
normal, yes, as the
Right.
regular. So if the PlayStation 4 can only handle 1080p at 30 frames per second, then the PlayStation 4 Pro can only run at 1080p 30 frames per second. Now, the belief is that is also holding up the Xbox One X. So even though the Xbox One X will be able to handle probably native 4K 60 frames per second, is they will be locked in at 1080 30. And it is up to the community, I think, and possibly Microsoft to make fools of Bungie, which I think they should. This is the one time that I think, they should be put in their place and shown who's boss, if you want my opinion, because Bungie is I still have a place in my heart for Bungie because they made one of my favorite franchises. But who am I thinking of that used to work at IGN that works at Bungie now? Their community manager guy or leading Destiny.
No. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but I know who you're talking about.
Somebody in chat, come on, chat, do it for me.
Yeah,
It
doesn't matter.
Smith, is it Smith? Whatever it was. When he struts onto stage and he is acting like he is bigger than gaming life, that's the one time where I just looked and it's like, I wish I could reach through and punch him right now. Like, it's just one of those things like, hey, Destiny, you do make a great game. The game was fun, but it is not the best game ever made. You do not have that. You are not the best at everything. People aren't falling over for your game. So stop acting like that. You know what I mean? They just act like they're bigger than life, and I think it's going to have to take a big punch in, a sock them in the nose type of moment to get them to come off their pedestal. And until that happens, they're just going to walk around like they're kings of everything. So companies have done it. Sony's done it. Microsoft's been there. Sony got punched in the face. Microsoft got punched in the face. I think it's time for Bungie to get the same kind of hit. So we'll see if it happens. But yeah. Lethal Migraine, real quick, says, I don't understand the love of Halo. I try every game. I have yet to have fun with it. My love for Halo is just not reaching to the games. I also read the books and the lore and everything. So that's where Halo is more than just a game to me. I love the books probably more than I love the games, if that answers your question. So if you haven't read the books and you like reading, the first series of the first 3 books are fantastic. So, all right. Games.
Okay. Games with gold.
Yep.
Xbox One, we currently have Forza 5. That's the game through the month of September. And then you still have a couple more weeks left of Trials Fusion. Xbox 360 has Hydro Thunder Hurricane for the first half of September. Make sure to grab that one because it's also backwards compatible. And if you make If you're on, if you're an iTunes user, make sure to find the podcast in the iTunes store. Give us a 5-star rating. The more 5-star reviews that we get, the better we are in the rankings. Lets more people find us on there, and we would definitely appreciate it. And do you guys have anything else, or are we done for this fine episode?
I think we're done. Real quick for the people who... Okay, go ahead, Mark.
No, I'm done.
Okay. For the people who joined us late and missed the first part, just to reiterate, this is the only time I want to reiterate this. Big news for this week is that we were affiliated, and one other way to support the show is now we can accept subs and cheers. So I'll be working on some stuff for that, but we really, really appreciate it. So you guys are awesome. But that's all I had. So I am Run BJ Swick 33.
And I'm Rob, also known as Presar. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Mark, aka Wingman 709, taking off.